Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you're interested in today's video. The US has finally laid bare its hand on the Chinese market. Just yesterday, the U.S. Senate passed a bipartisan legislative amendment called the Guaranteeing National Access and Innovation in Artificial Intelligence Act, GAIN AI Act. This bill requires U.S. advanced AI chip manufacturers to first meet the needs of U.S. domestic customers before exporting advanced chips to countries of concern, like China. To put it bluntly, this is an upgraded version of the U.S. AI chip control strategy. Previously, exports to China required authorization and approval. This time, there's no further pretense, treating orders from Chinese companies as second-class citizens. Chip companies will only be allowed to ship to Chinese companies after American needs are met. This move directly marks a turning point for China's domestically produced AI chips, and the problems that have previously plagued the development of Chinese AI chips will be gradually resolved. From restricted products to meeting domestic demand, U.S. AI chip manufacturers are facing an unprecedented transformation. Departing from previous U.S. containment strategies, this new bill explicitly requires chip companies like NVIDIA and AMD to prioritize the needs of U.S. AI companies, including small and medium-sized enterprises and startups. This means that even a small company founded by an individual in the United States will be able to obtain NVIDIA's AI chip products before Chinese companies. Given the current shortage of AI chip production capacity, sourcing chips from American companies may become a luxury for Chinese companies. The introduction of this U.S. bill also presents unprecedented opportunities for the development of domestically produced AI chips in China. First, by prohibiting the export of U.S. AI chips unless they meet domestic demand, Chinese companies will effectively eliminate the possibility of procuring AI chips from U.S. companies. This will force more domestic AI companies to shift from importing AI chips to using domestic alternatives. This is a significant boon for the development of the domestic AI chip industry. As long as domestic chip manufacturers can produce sufficient AI chips, they will have no shortage of orders. With effective ecosystem compatibility, they can replace NVIDIA in the short term, and in the future, leverage the domestic chip industry chain to completely break the U.S. industry monopoly. Second, for small and medium-sized AI chip startups, this U.S. move represents a massive order for chips. The cost of trial and error for Chinese AI chip companies will increase significantly, which will also facilitate the rapid development and technological iteration of domestic AI chips and the industry chain. If a successful AI chip company emerges from among the numerous chip manufacturers, it could gradually grow into an international AI chip giant on par with NVIDIA. Relying on the huge domestic market demand, the inability of American AI chips to enter the market will instead serve as a catalyst for the development of domestic AI chip products. Chinese AI chip manufacturers like Huawei and Cambricon will also have a rare opportunity for development after the implementation of this round of legislation. Finally, There has been some good news recently regarding domestic chip equipment. Sinkalai will be participating in the Bay Chip exhibition in Shenzhen, where good news will be announced. While the specifics of this good news are not yet known, it is certain to be related to technological breakthroughs in the semiconductor field. If domestic substitution can also be achieved in chip manufacturing equipment, it would be a double blessing for the development and technological iteration of the domestic AI chip industry. Relying on a domestically produced chip industry chain, Chinese chip companies can truly achieve a practical effect where the sum of their parts is greater than the sum of their parts. Huawei's Kirin chips have proven this. 7-nanometer chips can be produced without American chip equipment. Furthermore, Huawei is a world leader in cluster computing and supernode technologies, and can easily achieve even more powerful AI server computing clusters by stacking the computing power of multiple graphics cards. The introduction of this bill has already sparked concerns within the U.S. tech industry. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang and other U.S. tech leaders have stated that the bill will restrict the competitiveness of U.S. companies and undermine U.S. technological innovation. While it remains to be seen whether these chip giants' comments will change the U.S. stance, it is certain that if the U.S. does not export AI chips to Chinese companies will manufacture them themselves to meet their needs. If they do, Chinese companies will purchase them based on their needs, using US AI chips as a transitional tool. A situation of one-track mindset has emerged, and whether or not the US exports AI chips to Chinese companies is a perfect solution is not one that exists. A perfect solution does exist, however, and that would involve continuous breakthroughs in US chip technology that China cannot catch up with. However, in fields like physics and mathematics, the technological barriers to entry remain the same globally. Americans are no smarter than the Chinese, and developing technology from scratch isn't something they can simply acquire. What are your thoughts on this? Feel free to leave a comment and discuss.